Welcome back, Nick Lenz. Comic Corner Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 1171 and Doubleshot number 1065. I have one trade from Dark Horse, believe it or not, and a Marvel trade. First up, the trade from Dark Horse, and is Hellboy Omnibus, Volume 1, Seeds of Destruction. Written by Hellboy's creator, Mike Mignola, and artwork by John Byrne. This is basically a combination of a couple different trades, and the reason why I got this because I like Hellboy, and I really wanted to own a Hellboy trade in my trade paper collection. Yeah, in case you wonder how much this trade costs, $24.99, which pretty reasonable for an omnibus book. Yes, if this was Marvel publishing a book like this, they'd probably charge it for $50 to $100 frickin' dollars. Like how Dark Horse basically sells this pretty affordable for an omnibus book. It's similar to an Epic collection from both Marvel and DC. Yeah, very similar. This book collects the miniseries for Seeds of Destruction, Wolves of St. August. It also collects short stories. Also collects Wake the Devil too, but that comes after Wolves of August Chain Coffin. Which, Chain Coffin is a short story. Wolves of August, I believe, was a giant-sized one-shot. And Almost Colossus, I believe, was also one-shot as well. Now, Seeds of Destruction and Wake the Devil was basically stories that inspired the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movie. And basically, the story is known for the debuts of Hellboy himself, the B.P.R.D, Rasputin, which you can see here on the cover. Yeah, that's Rasputin in the background. Also, Liz Adderman, who is not Hellboy's girlfriend, unlike in the movies. Abe Sapien. Abe Hellboy's at the father, the professor who actually has off-screen, not basically how he is in the movie, where he gets stabbed at by someone based on someone's orders. And yeah, that's who all debut in these stories. And Hellboy does not a lot of the time wear his signature coat a lot of the time. Like, if you read the opening story, half the time he doesn't even wear the coat, just wears his shorts. Yep. And yeah, they basically do a lot of building toward the end of these miniseries over the course of it. Yeah, and for some reason, I'm not really sure why this is, where Seeds of Destruction, I think it's up to Chain Coffin, I think it is. Let's see. Yeah, for the first two stories in here, yeah, the pages are black. I'm not really sure why. Probably to signify this is a combination of two volumes for the series. And you see Hellboy doing a lot of investigating, like various monsters. There's a actual blood sacrifice and Iron Maiden in one of the stories. But this Hellboy is just basically just pure good stuff. And I don't want to spoil people who have never read Hellboy. But if you look for basically where Guillermo del Toro took inspiration from for his movies, I highly recommend checking this out, or the original individual trade, Seed of Destruction, Wake the Devil. But I recommend getting this, basically save a bit of space in your trade paper collection. Great book. Get this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah. Hellboy's pure classic stuff, though. He first showed up. Now, they also include in here, I kid you not, they include the short story that actually promoted Seeds of Destruction. Yeah, it's a short story. It's two short stories by John Byrne. They don't have a name for these short stories, but they also include sketches of the various places over the course they have of these stories. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first of 4 volumes to talk about for here. But yeah. Great stuff, and I will eventually be reviewing more Hellboy because I'm planning to get the next volume soon. Because Hellboy is a great character, and let me show off some interior artwork for this series. I mean, this is not just the cup. This is also the. They also have a problem with frogs. Yes, frogs, but things hop around. Nope, frogs are literal demons in here. Yep, and here's Rasputin. Yep. Also, they made Rasputin a Nazi in the series. Yep. He worked for the Nazis. Yeah. Rasputin eventually got his own miniseries. Written by Mike Mignola, because Mike Mignola loves expanding his universe so much. He likes having every single character, even how small they are, get their own miniseries. I mean, there are several series that take place in the very same universe as Hellboy. Not only got the main Hellboy series, you also got the spin-off series B.P.R.D, the Ape Sapien ongoing series, which had published for quite some time. There's also Lobster Johnson, Frankenstein Underground, and there's also an Iron Man ripoff in here. Yes, believe it or not, there's I think it's called Iron Hammer, I believe it is. Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff when it comes to Hellboy, and really awesome stuff. I would just recommend just check out the actual stories themselves. You would simply enjoy them. Yeah. All right, moving on to Marvel with Marvel 2-in-1 Volume 1 Fate of the Four, collecting the first 6 issues of Marvel 2-in-1 Volume 2. Written by Chip Zdarsky, artwork by a couple different artists on here. We have Jim Chung, who does issues 1, 2, and 6, and Valerio Sacchatti, who does issues 3 through 5. Yep, these are pretty much 6 issues. It's a story arc where the Thing and the Human Torch are looking for the Fantastic Four. Well, basically Reed and Sir Richards. And there is a reason why Marvel did this. Because higher-ups did not want a Fantastic Four series being published. So, bring back this classic series. Because of Marvel's blood feud with Fox, which is really utterly over the top and complete stupidity. That I'm surprised the man who instigated that particular blood feud hasn't been fired by Disney over this stupid nonsense. I perlmutter. But yeah, these stories, basically, the Thing is told by Spider-Man to reconnect with Human Torch and get him to stop basically trying to nearly commit suicide over the death of apparently his brother-in-law and his sister and his sister's kids. And also, I should point out that Johnny Storm is not wearing his Fantastic Four attire at this time. He's actually wearing the outfit he would wear in the Uncanny Avengers run. Yep. Let me show the outfit, yeah. Because here he is right here. This outfit he would also wear in Uncanny Inhumans. Yeah. If you're wondering why he wasn't Uncanny Inhumans, because he was dating Medusa when Medusa was separated from her husband. Yeah, a move that she does not regret, though she apparently at the end of it decided to go back up with Black Bolt, despite the fact she was still dating Johnny Storm. Yeah. So they get back together, they kind of be a Fantastic Two in a way. Well, first, before they go off looking for the Richard, they basically deal with the problem of the Whole Man. Also, Spider-Man, I love the fact Zdarsky does this. Where, even though, yes, he's sold out the Baxter building, but he does have a key to a warehouse that has all the stuff belonging to Fantastic Four, which he gives the key to Ben Grimm. Which, kudos for Zdarsky for doing it, because after all, you mentioned basically Peter Parker took on Spider-Man, which he was writing at this point. He's not writing right now because the book has been discontinued and replaced with Friendly with Spider-Man by Tom Taylor. So he just chillaxes in the warehouse, and then Iron Man Doctor Doom shows up, and he becomes sort of a supporting character over the course of these issues, where he convinces Ben Grimm to basically get off his butt and try to find the Richards. And first, he had to deal with the Mole Man. Also, I thought this was really cool, the fact that they did this for issue number 2, where the cover is a clear homage to Fantastic Four number 1. Also, they hint at stuff that will be expanded upon in the main Fantastic Four book, where Ben Grimm and Alicia Masters actually get back together. Yeah. They actually had to get back together. And this cover right here is a clear homage to Fantastic Four number 1. And kudos for Jim Chung for recreating that, because it's always great whenever you see... Yeah, Jim Chung and Johnson Post was issue 1. Jim Chung basically does the cover art for issues 1 through 3 and 6. 4 through 5 basically is Nick Bradshaw and Mary Hodwell. And This is a great recreation of Fantastic Four #1. I think the only slight difference here is they changed the background and they took out Reed and Sue, replaced it with the Iron Man Doctor Doom. But it's a great homage. Yeah. And it's interesting though, the first person, before they go off the multiverse, which they do in the course of a few of these issues, is they deal with the Ball Man, which was the first bad guy that the Fantastic Four fought. Kudos, Zdarsky, for doing that. And they deal with it pretty quickly too. Yeah, Ballman is not only the ruler of Subterranean, which is underground Earth thing, he also is the ruler of Monster Island, which I don't know if in universe that's actually recognized by the UN. I have no idea if it is. And after they resolve that, they go to multiverse with this brand new woman. Yeah. And also in Subterranea, they were doing like alternate version. Actually, no, that was actually another book. They were about alternate versions of various characters. Yeah, I was reading Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman Omnibus, and it had a very interesting site that I will review when I get a chance to talk about that trade. So, they go into the multiverse, and they come to a universe where the Thing is dead. Apparently, this universe was changed after when Galactus first showed up in this world. Yep, where the Thing died, the Human Torch basically was near death. He basically was able to be in a coma. Reed turned into a freaking coward, and Sue, pretty nice person, and basically Ben points out, even though you're not my Sue, actually as Johnny points out, even though you're not my Sue, can I still hug you? And she's like, sure, why not? She has no problem with that because, yes, this is an older version of her brother, which, that's great. I love, because Fantastic Four, one thing that's always great about them is their family aspect that a lot of writers tend to keep for every single writer who's on Fantastic Four since Stan Lee and Jack Kirby left the book with issue 100. They've kept that family aspect about the Fantastic Four, which is basically something I appreciate Fantastic Four over the years. That's never changed. I bring Fantastic Four to reading comic books. So they get rereaders to basically deal with Galactus, who apparently was defeated by having Doctor Doom take over his body. No joke. He took over his body and it also became apparently Silver Surfer for some reason to ignore Rand's ability. Also in this world, apparently Silver Surfer is dating Emma Frost of all people. I'm thinking, that's kind of a weird relationship. Norton Rand and Emma Frost, two people who in the regular book have had zero interaction with each other. No joke. Emma Frost has never met Norton Rand. But since it's an alternate universe, they can do whatever the heck they want. But in the regular universe, they've never met at all. Because the thing is, Silver Surfer first showed up back in the 60s. Emma Frost, I believe, showed up back in the late 70s. Yeah. So, after reading the book, they realize this is not the one with their Richards, and they go off to someplace else. Great start for the series, and I can't wait to discuss Volume 2 when I get a chance to get my hands on it. Yeah, give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Great stuff, and great Fantastic Four Easter eggs. I mean, you can't have Fantastic Four series, but you can still do Easter eggs, which kudos. Heck, they made a reference to something that happened back in I think it was back in the 80s, I think it was, when Fantastic Four hit around 300, when they had the wedding of apparently the Human Torch and Alicia Masters. Yeah, there was able to be a Skrull in disguise. And I love the fact that Zdarsky is the one that hints at the possibility that Alicia Masters and the Thing are going to get back together. Which, even though, yes, Slott did expand upon this, but I think that Chip Zdarsky set this up, which is great, the fact he did this, because if you didn't read the series, if you read the start of Dan Slott's like, wait, when in the world did Alicia Masters and the Thing hook back up again? Excuse me. Yeah. So, excuse me about that. My apologies about that. I had the sneeze because, well, it just happened to happen. So, as I was saying, if you're reading Dan Slott's Fantastic Four run, you probably ask yourself, like, wait, when the heck this happened? When did these two hook back up again? Read this book first before you read Dan Slott's Fantastic Four. It's kind of a prerequisite. And this probably also gave Marvel the idea to where basically where last year, that because this series probably did so well reviving a classic series like this probably also gave Marvel the idea to last year to revive a whole bunch of series that no one thought Marvel would ever bring back. Like last year they brought back Marvel Team Up, Marvel Comic Presents. They also brought back Young Adults Love as a one shot. It was interesting that Marvel did this for their 80th anniversary. So yeah, so this basically book led to the basically opened the door for Return of Fantastic Four, but also the door to have Marvel bring back classic titles as like either like a couple times an ongoing series or one shots for their 80th anniversary. Mm-hmm. Yep. But the one thing you can feel about this book, it feels like Fantastic Four, even though it's just a team up book between Human Torch and the Thing. Though they do change it up once Reed and Sue come back. The book does like this briefly simultaneously launch Fantastic Four before the book actually ends, believe it or not. This book is great. And that's kind of the strange thing with Marvel when it comes to him and Al Ewing. Like, these two writers write great books. They feel great comedy people like. And yet, when they write serious stuff, even though they sell really well, Marvel doesn't cancel the books. Like, there's no article coming out saying that chapter schedule for Daredevil's going to end anytime soon. There is a rumor I've heard that Al Ewing's about the Hulk might end with 50. Yeah. But all in all, two really good books. Okay, so that's it for Single Review. My next Comic Corner, when I get a chance to do it, we'll be discussing the two Omnibus trades for Fantastic Four, which I'll review digitally. Mm-hmm. But yeah, still got to do reviews, say, for One Piece. Though I usually have to kind of but newest episode of the series. The latest episode of Baruto, Case Closed, and newest episode released for Fire Force. Basically, for the ones today, okay? See you next video. Bye.